Hello, I'm Beck Reed and thanks for joining us at the Victorian Seniors Festival Reimagined in 2020. This week we're taking a chance and exploring chance with bluegrass artist all the way from Yackandandah, raconteur and comedian. It's Pete Dennehy. Hello, Pete.
Hello, Beck. Great to be here. Thanks very much for visiting us here in Yackandandah.
Pete, we're talking about chance this week. Can you tell us about any time you've taken a chance as an artist?
I took a chance with a song I wrote back in 2007 called Sorta Don't Know Nothing.
How's your ankle? Good. When's your exam? Don't know. Have you done much study? No. What's on tomorrow? Don't know.
And it was all sort of short answers and there was no singing in it, there's no story and there's no tune. And I didn't know where it was going to go because all of a sudden, it was on the Today Show, it was on Big Brother, it was on Rage. Every new song you write, you think this is going to be great. But it did sort of work right from the word go. The only problem with that song was it got a lot of exposure, but the song became a lot better known than I did. So
yeah. And Pete, do you like taking chances when you're performing?
I guess the chance side of my performance probably is more in the comedy realm. During my show, even if I'm doing a straight show, I'll incorporate comedy into the patter in between the songs. So I get to sort of kill two birds with one stone there. And I enjoy doing both equally.
You have literally toured all over the country, Pete, but also you've got a really interesting connection to Japan. Can you tell us about that, Pete?
My Japanese grandfather was a great musician, a cellist, and he played bassoon as well, and he was a teacher and composer and worked for NHK, which is like the national broadcaster in Japan. And Mum worked in Yamaha selling records, and Dad went in there one day to buy some records and met Mum, fell in love, and they started going out, and about a year later they were married in Hiroshima. And we used to go over there a lot as kids. And my earliest memories of living on this earth are Japan. And so the next time I went back I was 33, and it was my first time seeing Japan through the eyes of an adult. And I just sort of fell in love with it and wanted to keep going back. I took a bit of a chance here and decided to do music tours to Japan, where I take 10 or 15 Australian music fans, just a small group, and going and visiting these little honky-tonks and bars around Japan, where I've got a lot of friends now, and exploring the bluegrass and country music scene in Japan, which is pretty strong.
What is it about bluegrass that has really captured your heart?
I guess initially it was the sound of fiddle and banjo. I started learning violin when I was 9 years old. Even though I had a great teacher and a very patient teacher, an old nun from Bendigo, Victoria, Sister Rose Murray. She was a tremendous encouraging force with music for me. And she never gave up on me, even though I didn't practice. And I was the eldest of four, still am. and the whole four of us got lessons, piano lessons off Sister Rose. And then when I was 16, I saw a fiddle player named Mike Kerrin who played in Slim Dusty's band. And I saw this fiddle playing live and I thought, whoa, didn't realise that you could do all these things.
Can you tell us how that young boy made his way to sharing a stage with Slim Dusty?
When I was 13, begged Mum and Dad to take us to see Slim when he was coming through town. Met him there that night and I said, have you got, I've got written some songs, can I send them up to you? Yeah, put them on a tape, mate. And I sent them up to him and it was just a magic night. I couldn't believe it. I was finally seeing Slim and then 12 years later, I was in his band.
Oh, Pete, thanks so much. It's so great to hear those stories and I reckon Sister Rosa would be pretty proud of you. Really, she would. Pete, can you tell us about the bluegrass song that you're sharing with the Victorian Seniors Festival?
So the song that I'd like to sing for the Seniors Festival is one that I wrote about the late Reg White, a great horseman from Benalla in northeast Victoria. I don't actually mention Reg in the song, and it's just about the sound horseshoes make on a sealed road. And that's just what this song's about. Simple as that. Singing Shoes. Hear them shoes and hear them singing down the road, I hear them ringing, rolling wheels on his old dray, that's the sound of waking day. It'll hook you line and sinker, big dark eyes, leather blinker, reins are slack and harness cold, feathers brush the frosty road. Rolling wheels and singing shoes, take away my morning blues, misery will only lose with rolling wheels and singing shoes. Wooden seat is old and creaking, I can hear the wheels are squeaking. Two big horses, 8 big feet, making music on the street. See 'em leaning in their collars, shoes are bright as silver dollars. I don't need the daily news, give me those old singing shoes. Rolling wheels and singing shoes, take away my morning blues, misery will only lose with rolling wheels and singing shoes. Singing shoes have got me dreaming, horsehide in the cold of steaming. Pull 'em up and ease the grip, rest a leg and drop a hip. As the winter days grow colder, I know that he's getting older. One day soon we're gonna lose the music of those singing shoes. Rolling wheels and singing shoes, take away my morning blues, misery will only lose with rolling wheels and singing shoes, take away my morning blues, misery will only lose with rolling wheels and singing shoes, with rolling wheels and singing shoes.